In the mid-19th century, Africa was a land of mystery and wonder, a vast, uncharted wilderness that ignited the imaginations of Europeans and Americans alike. Today, we journey back in time to explore one of history's most gripping expeditions, a quest that united journalism, exploration, and international politics in a tale as dramatic as it was historic. Our story begins with Dr. David Livingstone, a British explorer whose ambition to discover the source of the Nile and combat the slave trade made him a household name. Livingstone wasn't just an adventurer, he was a man driven by both scientific curiosity and a deep moral commitment to change the world. In August 1865, Livingstone embarked on a daring two-year expedition deep into Africa. Battling relentless heat, treacherous terrain, and the ever-present threat of disease and local conflict, he set out with a vision: to unveil the mysteries of the continent and to stand against the slave trade that ravaged millions of lives. But as Livingstone pressed further into the unknown, months turned into years with little word from him. The public, hungry for news and captivated by his exploits, began to worry. It was clear that his whereabouts were a mystery that needed to be solved. Enter Henry Morton Stanley, a man whose life story was as riveting as the mission he was about to undertake. Born an orphan in Wales, Stanley's early years were marked by hardship and adventure. His daring escapes, his time at sea, and his service in the American Civil War forged him into a man of resilience and determination. In 1871, James Gordon Bennett Jr., the editor of the New York Herald, saw an opportunity. Sensing a chance to captivate his readers and boost newspaper sales, Bennett commissioned Stanley to launch a search for the missing explorer. The mission was simple yet daunting: find Dr. Livingstone, alive or dead, and bring back undeniable proof of his fate. Armed with the backing of a major media outlet and driven by sheer determination, Stanley set out from Zanzibar. Leading a caravan of nearly 2,000 men, he ventured into territories where few had dared to tread. The expedition would span nearly 8 grueling months as Stanley and his team navigated hostile regions, battled tropical diseases like dysentery, cerebral malaria, and smallpox, and faced the brutal realities of the African interior. The journey was a test of both physical endurance and mental fortitude. With every step, Stanley and his men encountered the relentless challenges of Africa's unforgiving landscape. Their progress was slow and fraught with peril, yet the hope of uncovering Livingstone's fate pushed them onward. After months of hardship, the expedition reached the village of Ujiji, situated on the tranquil banks of Lake Tanganyika. Here, among a crowd of local villagers, fate was about to deliver one of the most iconic moments in the history of exploration. It was October 27, 1871. Amid the expectant murmur of the gathered crowd, Stanley's eyes caught sight of a white man with a gray beard, a figure who, despite the ravages of time and hardship, radiated a quiet strength. With confidence and a touch of formality, Stanley stepped forward and extended his hand. In that instant, decades of anxiety and uncertainty were washed away. Livingstone, though weakened and impoverished from months spent at the mercy of Arab slave traders, confirmed with a nod and a warm smile that he was indeed still alive. That brief encounter, the handshake that bridged years of isolation, captured the imagination of millions around the globe. It was a moment of triumph, a reunion that symbolized not just the discovery of a lost explorer, but also the enduring human spirit of adventure and the relentless pursuit of knowledge. While the reunion provided a joyous closure to the mystery of Livingstone's fate, it also underscored a broader narrative. Livingstone's expedition was more than a search. It was a mission to uncover the secrets of a vast, enigmatic continent and to challenge the dark forces of the slave trade. Though he would soon continue his own journey deeper into Africa, his legacy as an explorer and humanitarian was forever cemented. For Stanley, the victory of finding Livingstone only marked the beginning of further adventures. His exploits opened new chapters in African exploration, but they also cast a long, controversial shadow over his career. In later years, Stanley's association with King Leopold II and the establishment of the Congo Free State, a regime notorious for its brutality and exploitation, complicated his legacy. Despite his earlier heroics, these actions stained his reputation, and ultimately, he was denied the honor of burial in Westminster Abbey. The story of Stanley and Livingstone is not just about finding a lost explorer. It's about understanding the human condition, the relentless drive to explore, the thirst for knowledge, and the sometimes bittersweet legacy of our actions. Today, as we push the boundaries of exploration in science, technology, and even space, we stand on the shoulders of these intrepid adventurers. Their journeys remind us that while the landscapes may change, the spirit of discovery remains as vital as ever. Thank you for joining us on this historical journey. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, share your thoughts in the comments below, and subscribe for more captivating stories from our past. Until next time, keep exploring and stay curious.